What's up, peeps? It's your boy K-Seal. Tough day for Michigan fans. Going into the season, people ask, hey, what do you expect the record to be? And I stuck with the record can go anywhere between 7-1 and 4-4. 4-4 being on the low end, obviously. Problem is, out of the 4 wins I thought we would get, I figured Michigan State would be one of them. This is Harbaugh's worst loss. This loss is terrible. Now let's backtrack. Mel Tucker was hired late, okay? He's been doing Zoom meetings due to COVID, no recruiting class. D'Antoni left the program in shambles. Michigan State is one of the least talented teams in the Big Ten. And for Mel Tucker to come into Ann Arbor in his second game, no real training camp, and to beat Harbaugh, first of all, shout out to Mel Tucker. I hated you in the Bears uniform when you were the defensive coordinator. So I thought the hire was kind of, weak. I still don't think it's a real good hire. The problem is, it's Harbaugh. Harbaugh just can't get it done. I did a video last year saying I no longer believed in him. And that rings true. Now, we got excited over the Minnesota game last week. But just like all Michigan fans, we watched Minnesota last night. And when we saw what Maryland did to Minnesota, got a little nervous. And those feelings have turned out to be true. This is not a good Michigan team. It's not. The coaching staff is average. Don Brown, it's time for you to go, brother. The problem with Don Brown teams are, if it works in the first quarter, it works in the fourth quarter. Dude does not know how to adjust. And he only looks well when we have a lot more talent. And sometimes game plans can outdo talent. And today, game plans outdid talent. Michigan State wide receivers beat our guys one-on-one like drums today. Our guys was holding and tugging and doing whatever they can, but Michigan State's wide receivers killed us. And the problem is, not that they got beat, but they were left one-on-one the entire game. Last week, I mentioned we had elite defensive ends. Kwity Paye, Aiden Hutchinson. I was wrong. Those guys were neutralized. They made no impact on this game. None. Defense was just flat out bad. The cornerbacks, green and gray. Tough day at the office, fellas. You look slow. You look nervous, scared. Confidence was broken early. And because of that, Michigan State's quarterback was not scared. Lombardi played probably the best game of his life. We probably get blown out if Mel Tucker is more aggressive. There were a couple times where I thought he would go for it, and he didn't. He chose to kick field goals and play it conservative. This game is 24-27 currently, but this game is not even close if Mel Tucker just balls to the wall and goes all out. Blake Corum is the only person I thought really stood out. He's Michigan's best back. He is. The offensive line, flat out bad. Flat out bad. And that speaks volumes about how bad Minnesota's defensive line is. Rough day. Harbaugh's worst loss. This is a terrible loss for it to be a rivalry game. The circumstances for which Mel Tucker took over the job that he's working with and he overcame today, and the fact that Michigan has just more talent than Michigan State. For those of you that don't watch the game or keep up with recruiting, I guess that can be debated at this point. But if you go over the history of the recruiting rankings, some of the physical tools that Michigan players have that, Michigan State just don't have. it's just I don't know what else to say. Our coach is average, but he's paid like he's great. I'll no longer defend him. I'm happy when we win. But back to the drawing board. All you Michigan insiders and guys that are blowing up the program and so hyper after wins, I'd much rather just listen to smooth jazz now. Rough day at the office. Salute to Michigan State. Good win. Harbaugh, overrated. Don Brown, you got to go. Gaddis, whatever.